Hello, welcome to TechWebDots. Today I am going to discuss Python basics with very easy code example and a setup. And this session is part of Azure Functions with Python for beginners only. Okay, so let's move ahead. You must be thinking what Python is. So before jump into a simple setup and an example section, let's understand what Python is. Python is a programming language that lets you work more quickly and integrate your systems more effectively. And you can learn to use Python and see almost immediate gains in productivity and lower maintenance cost. Why? Because Python is so powerful, it is fast, it can run anywhere or everywhere, it is friendly, easy to learn, and it is open source. And we have every function defined things. You can specify function, you can use different features, and it is intuitive, means you can do quick calculations very easily in Python. So when we say Python is open source, it is developed under OSI, approved open source licensing, and that is making it freely usable and distributable even for commercial use. So Python license is administered by Python Software Foundation. Python can be easy to pick whether you are a first-time programmer or you are experienced with other languages. Now you must be thinking, we know Python, but what are the applications? So we do develop application with the help of Python package index. So what it is? Actually, it is a host that contains thousands of third-party modules for Python, both Python's standard library that you can say inbuilt and the community contributed modules allow for endless possibilities. Okay, if you see on the right hand side, applications of Python that start with the web development, data science and machine learning, which is as of now on boom, automation and scripting, web scraping, game development, desktop application, and there are many more areas where you can use Python. Okay, let's move ahead. Now we know what Python is actually, right? So for the installation and setup point of view, what all you need to do, right? You first need to go to Python org under download section on Windows. I will show you this screen in few moments, but let's see the steps. So you have to select the Python version. I think the latest stable version is 3.13 at the time of recording this video, and you just install it with admin rights. You have to take care of it. You have to install it with admin rights, okay? And then you can easily verify the installation by going into the PowerShell console or PowerShell command line interface. You just type Python space hyphen capital V and you will be able to see the version. So for me it is 3.13, and pip is the installer that automatically installed with Python. So if you just do pip hyphen hyphen version, then you will also see the latest version of pip installed along with the Python package. Okay, then we have some commands like pip list to see the installed packages in the program, pip freeze to create a requirement.txt file. This is important. Requirement.txt actually contains all the package references that you are using in your program. Okay, so this is important. For an example, you create your program and you want to share with some other person, right? So you will share your script, your Python script, and that person will install the requirement, all the required packages from this with the help of requirement.txt, right? And what is the command for installation from requirements.txt? Pip install -r requirements.txt. Simple, right? And if you want to search any package, so there is a command pip search and package name. Now there is a practice that every at least the Python programmers follow, which is for creating the virtual environment. So we will understand what virtual environment is, but for creating you just need to use the Python -m. V is virtual environment, this is the syntax, and then you have to specify your custom name that you want to provide. In my case it is my venv, my virtual environment, right? Next command will be, after creating you have to activate it, which is very important. Don't worry, I will show you all these things in action in few moments, right? So you go to your my env, go to script section and activate. This is for Windows. And similar commands also available for macOS and Linux as well. So no worries about that, right? So at the bottom you can see if we are in a folder where we have our Python script, you just type all these commands for creating environment, activating. So you will see this round braces. Under that you will see in green color that shows your environment is activated. So what will be the benefit, right? So if you create the virtual environment that actually isolating your project dependencies using virtual environment, because it is possible you must be using multiple projects on the same system, but you want to isolate your dependencies. For that purpose, environment activation is very important. Okay, so I think we are good, but before moving, right, before moving to the hands-on section, let me show you all the important websites. If you see, very first one is the Python, where under download section you can just click on this download for Windows, and the installer will be installed on your machine and you can easily install it. Remember, you have to use the administrative privilege for that, right? Second link is for about the Python tutorial, right? I'm not going to teach you all the concepts of Python tutorial like if, else, all the programming things, but we will focus only for the one which is required from the Azure function point of view, or we will go with the some APIs installation and the deployment of that in our upcoming sessions. Okay, for the documentation, we can see it's a full-fledged documentation. We have the tutorial section, library, language, Python APIs, and so much of information. This is specifically for 3.13, right? And we have so many previous versions we can see here. Don't worry about any of the link, right? And this is our pypi.org, right? From where we can download the packages internally through command line, and you can search any package. For example, I'm searching here pywin, let's say 32, right? And if I hit search, so it should display, okay, I can see the pywin package, right? I was looking for pywin 32. If I click any of the package, so I can see the relevant PowerShell to install this package, pip install pywin 32. Very easy, right? This is the latest version, release when it was released 17th of March, right? About the release history, you can download these files. This is the name and the project description. Everything we can see here about its documentation and support, right? So this is your main place from where all your third-party packages will be getting involved in your project solution. Okay, so let's go back to the presentation. Okay, now it's time to do some hands-on in the editor. So for this example, I am going to use what the Visual Studio Code, which is a lightweight editor that can work almost with any programming language, and it has enough number of extensions that we can easily use for the development purpose. So let me switch to the Visual Studio Code. So this is our Visual Studio Code editor. If you are not familiar, I will leave all the details, right? What commands we are performing, what links will be used, even the download link for this Visual Studio Code editor, right? So no worries about that. So you can just go to file section and you can open one folder where you wanted to create your script files. Okay, so you go to file section and you go to open folders. If you see on this path, I have created a source folder. Under that I am mentioning this is my VS code, right? And I have created one folder, python-demo. And under this you will see there is no subfolder. Okay, so if I just open this Python demo, right, you will see there is only one single file which is main.py, right? It is very easy to create, right? You can see here we have a new file option. If you just click here, I can again create main.py. Let's say main is already created. I can create main1.py, hit enter. See, a new file is created with the Python symbol, right? But how it gonna work, right? We have to install some extension so Python can start working on our machine even after installation of the Python, right? So what extension we need to work in this Visual Studio Code? If you see here, we need three extensions, especially Python, VS Code, and debug py, right? So all these list you will get it. I will share it. The link will be in the description of the video, so don't worry about that. So if I show you one, how you can search and identify each extension once your Visual Studio Code is ready to work. So if I just copy this extension name, hit copy, right, and I go back to the editor, click on extension section, and go to the search bar, paste, and hit enter. Okay, so I can see the Python, right, the extension, and it is already installed on my machine. That's why I can see the disable one, but it is already here, right? Okay, so I can just close this section, and let me go to Explorer. I don't need extra file, so I can close this. If I select here, I can delete this as well, right? So in this program, right, I can see this is a very simple statement, the print statement, right? Hello world. So, but one more important thing, right? So we just installed Python, right? And this is our very basic program. So, and when I said Python is intuitive, so you can run Python in different number of ways. If I type here, right? Let me increase the font size for you, right? If I type here python.exe, hit enter. So this is our interactive mode. When I say interactive, if I just say 3 plus 3, it is giving me answer. It is very immediate, right? You can write any number of a script. Even you can write the full program as well, right? So let me exit from this mode. So you can see this is the interactive mode, right? You can exit from here. You can also run your Python directly from the start menu. You just type python.exe. So you can see how you can run Python from the start menu as an interactive mode. You must be thinking how we can run this program. So the syntax is super simple. Python and the file name and hit enter, right? Welcome to the Python world. Very simple, right? And another important thing, we were talking about the creating environment. Let me create a readme.md file for us. Okay, readme.md, hit enter. So our readme file is created here, and let me add the additional steps that we are going to follow in this program. So I have added few things here that we wanted to try right now, right? We have seen how programs runs, right? If I clear here to check the version, simple, Python -v, hit enter. We can see 3.1.3.3 is my Python version. Okay, pip -- version, hit enter. Yes, pip 25.0. This is all I have. And if I wanted to see what are the packages I have already installed, so I can just type here pip list, right? And it is showing there is no package especially installed for now. And you can create the requirement.txt file, which is super important, right? If I click here pip freeze, so it will create a requirement.txt file here with the packages that I am using to run this program. But you see, this is our very basic program, right? We haven't touched anything. So you see this requirement.txt file is empty. But as we move ahead in this session series, we will see the required packages automatically getting created with the help of this command. Okay, now we have to create the virtual environment, right? And we know what are the importance of it. So what command you should follow? Python -m, venv is the standard one, and my env is the name of my environment. That will be right. So if I come here, let me clear screen, perform this command, right? Let me shift here. So Python -m venv, and my env is the name of my environment. The moment I hit here, right, you see this my env folder is automatically created, right? And it contains include, lib, scripting, and all other stuff. Now, our second important thing is to activate this environment, right? How you can activate this environment? You have to perform some script command, right? So where you need to go? You need to go to my environment, the script section, and then you have to act. So let's do it right away, right? My environment, script, activate, right? And if I enter, so we'll see our environment is activated. Now whatever packages I'm installing, that will be isolated and will be used only within this environment and for this project, right? So this is one of the best practice. So I think we have covered very important things, right? And few more things to understand, right? This program is very basic, right? So you must be thinking when to use this Visual Studio editor to create the programs. When you want to create a long programs, right? You want, let's say you want to create a full-fledged API, right? That will serve the data on demand, or it can be a full Python script, or there can be a full uh, functions that will return some data to any request. So all those things, all the long running programs you can create here in the Python script. But there is a dedicated definition here that I would like to share, and we will add it in the readme.md file as well. When you create some program and you wanted to use the same thing in different areas of the bigger application, so for that concept in Python we have a name module, right? So you create module that contains the different definitions, means your functions, statements, a script, right? For easier maintenance, so you create once and use the same module can be imported into multiple other modules, or you can say into the main module. Powerful features Python already have. I hope you like the hands-on part. I really like to have your feedback on the section if you like it, or you have any comment, right? Because that is the only inspiration for me to create such videos and share the information with others. So I will definitely see you in the next video where I will discuss Python with Fast API, what it is, how it works, right? And definitely in our upcoming section we will also deploy that on the Azure function and CI/CD pipeline, and a lot more going to come in this series. And I will see you there. Till then, bye bye, take care.